Carlos Sainz has just shown the world how great he was in the Bahrain Grand Prix by finishing in the third position and securing a podium after it was led by the powerhouse Red Bull duo. He is set to race for the final season in the Ferrari uniform, and it looks like he will make major waves for the 2024 season before he departs from the team. Join us today as we discuss why Carlos is set to create headlines after the Bahrain Grand Prix, what are the things that we can expect from Ferrari, and what might be the next uniform that he wears in 2025. The headline of Carlos Sainz has already started, and it can be recalled from the 2023 Singapore Grand Prix when he won the race and was the only non-Red Bull driver to win a race last season. Sainz finished third and earned a podium finish in the Bahrain Grand Prix in 2024, which was a Perez and Verstappen dominated race. Carlos Sainz was pleased with a good start to his 2024 season after finishing third. The Spaniard also found the gap between himself and second-place Sergio Perez to be a nice surprise. Sainz seemed to be having a rough start to the race because Perez passed him on the first lap, dropping him back to fourth place on the starting grid. But as the race went on, the Ferrari driver looked more and more competitive. He passed cars, including his partner Charles Leclerc, on his way to third place. When asked about his feisty performance after getting out of the car, he had a good word to say about his race. He ended just under 3 seconds behind Perez, while Max Verstappen won easily. He said that, "I felt really good out there today. The start wasn't ideal, but from then on I just managed my tires as well, and then from there I could do my pace and overtake 2 or 3 cars on the way to the podium. Then keeping up with the Red Bull there at the end, which was a pleasant surprise. Still not enough, not where we want to be. It's good steps forward compared to last year, and a solid start to the season." The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix starts in less than a week at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Sainz is optimistic that the team has improved at these types of tracks, which makes him think that the fast track could be good for Ferrari. Let's see, it's the first different circuit that we go to with these new 2024 cars, so it will be a bit of a surprise for everyone to see where we are. I expect the cars like the McLaren and Red Bull, that last year they were very good in high-speed circuits, to be competitive there. But our car has also improved in high speed, so hopefully we can also be strong there. Coming in fourth on the grid, Sainz got off to a good start in the race. His start, on the other hand, set the tone for the whole race. As soon as the lights went out, Sainz got going very quickly. His fight with the Red Bull team was one of the most exciting parts of the race. The smart choice to pit early was another great thing about his race. On lap 14, the Ferrari team told him to come in for a pit stop. At the time, this seemed like a risky move because most of the other drivers were still on the track. In general, Sainz's success at the 2024 Bahrain Grand Prix showed how good a driver he was. He was very good at racing. He made brave moves to pass other drivers and defended his spot against the best in the business. His performance also showed how good the Ferrari team could be and displayed the progress made with the SF24. Speaking of the SF24, you can check out our video about the newest Ferrari car. Just check the description below for easy access to more in-depth details. The race will not be completed without the impressive car. When he was asked about the SF24 performance in terms of overtaking, he said that, "I love going racing and I love going overtaking, being aggressive and attacking, and with last year's car, it was simply impossible to do that. To do an overtaking attacking race for me is a relief, and it gives me a feeling that we will be able to do this more often this year." He added that, "It never felt close inside the car. Whenever I do an overtake on my teammate, I will always try to leave as much margin as possible. I try and do it whenever I feel like I'm fully under control and I'm not putting any cars at risk." David Coulthard, a commentator from Formula One, asked Sainz about his various tire compounds in the post-race interview. He responded by saying, "Yeah, we had a very clear plan, using soft and then 2 hards. With the hard on our car, we feel a bit more comfortable because it overheats less and degrades less. It is a bit of a trickier tire with warm-up and front locking, but once we get it working in our guard, you can push on it. In the Red Bull, you can see different traits and different strategy choices, but I also think that's the beauty of F1, and yeah, we could play around a bit with strategy today." As Carlos Sainz is set to leave Ferrari at the end of the year, he is still not signed with another team, and this season is a great chance for Sainz to prove that he's worthy of a new team and be their main driver. He's proven it by finishing in the top 5 of first practice 2 and qualifying. He's also finished first in FP3 and third in the race. He has proven to be a valuable teammate to Charles Leclerc, with the 2 drivers pushing each other to perform at their best. The 2024 season is set to be a milestone for Sainz, as it will be his final year with Ferrari before he moves on to a new chapter in his career. With this in mind, the Spanish driver will undoubtedly be looking to make a statement and leave his mark on the legendary team before Hamilton takes his seat. Then what are the expectations that we might see in the Sainz 2024 campaign? The team will try to win their first constructors' title since 2007 and end their championship drought. The same high standards will be set for Sainz. Since he worked for Ferrari and learned a lot, he will be expected to lead the team and regularly try to win races and finish in the top 3. Besides that, he will also try to do better than his partner and show that he can be the best driver. Besides how well he does on the track, he is also known for having a good attitude and being able to work well with others. This is important for the growth and cooperation between drivers and engineers, which is necessary for success in Formula One. In addition, the official Formula One website says that the main goal for the 2024 season is to learn more about Pirelli tires. It is very important to get those compounds into a usable window where the drivers can push without damaging or graining the surface, and Ferrari needs to be able to do that even when they are following other cars in dirty air. Both drivers had problems with their tires wearing out all year, but the problems were the worst on high-speed, high-degradation courses. The 2024 season is still far from over, but a question that you might be wondering is, who are the teams that might be interested in signing Carlos Sainz? The F1 journalist Lawrence Barretto says that the current Ferrari driver will have no shortage of options on the driver market for next season. I actually think he's not in too bad a spot at the moment. I think he probably looked at the fact that he's lost his seat to the greatest driver of a generation as probably it's probably the best thing that could have happened to him. He's got tons of options. The 8 teams with open seats in 2025 are from the top 3 teams, which are Red Bull, Mercedes, and Aston Martin. There are also teams that can be contenders, but need to wait for their time, which are Alpine, Williams, RB, Sauber, and Haas. At this point, it seems likely that all 8 of them will be able to talk to Sainz about a future partnership. So, Sainz is not in a hurry to make a choice. The Spaniard will know that he will get a good seat no matter what happens. But what needs to be thought about is what kind of job he wants. Is it a company like Red Bull, Mercedes, or Aston Martin that will likely give him a car that he can use to fight for prizes and win right away? Alpine, Williams, RB, Sauber, and Haas are some teams that will need some time to get used to him, but they also give him the chance to lead the team and help them move up the rankings. He said that, "I know I have been performing well recently," he said when we chatted last week. "I know there will be very good opportunities out there to remain competitive in the future with other teams. Now it is time to analyze carefully, listen a bit to everyone, hear a bit from everyone, and make sure I give myself some time to know exactly what I want to do in the future and where I'm going to spend my next, who knows, 3 or 4 years of my career. I'm turning 30 this year, which means I'm probably around my peak, so I want to make sure I give myself some time to analyze and hear a bit from everyone to see where I can go." The 2024 off-season is set for one of the biggest free agencies in recent memory, with the names of Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez, and Daniel Ricciardo all having expiring contracts. Do you think Carlos Sainz is on pace to create a huge noise this season? And do you think that Ferrari made a mistake in replacing him with the great Lewis Hamilton? Let us know in the comments below.